Hi, we're back with our Shelby Star football high school video this week, and our news editor Gabe Wisnan is sitting in here with me, Alan Ford, and talk about the games we had this week. Actually, it's a light schedule. We only have 2 games as Kings Mountain has an off day, but we do have a county matchup. Gabe, it's Burns and Crest.
Yeah, on paper, tough matchup for Burns. Of course, Crest is going to come in as a favorite, just like they have in just about pretty much every game this season or over the past couple of seasons. Burns' depth. I think that's the story for Burns, has been able to keep up with teams with the lack of depth, and I think that'll be the case again tonight. But at the same time, in a county game, can they hang around for a little bit? Stranger things have happened in terms of sticking around one.
Yeah, I think it was about 2 years ago, a Kings Mountain team almost upset an undefeated Burns team that went down to the last minute, and when nobody saw that coming, I think Crest is too strong on both sides of the ball for that to happen. Crest might have had their best performance of the year in the first half, coming out and taking a 45-0 lead over East Rutherford last week. They clicked on offense, and of course the defense has been solid throughout. But I think Burns is going to have to be able to keep the football a little bit. And they got another key player, Aaron Hill, dinged up a little bit last week, so whether he'll be available, I don't know if they'll be able to do that. But that's my take on the game, is that Burns has got to move the chains and keep Crest offense off the field.
Got to move the chains, and any opportunity you get to cash in, you've got to cash in, and hope for some of those special teams type plays that can turn a momentum or a trick play, whatever the case may be. But you're right. I think Crest is starting to round into form on both sides of the ball, kind of those complete type performances that you're looking for this time of year.
And one last note on Burns. Burns has lost 2 one-point games, and it really came down to missing an extra point or something like that, or not converting a play down to goal line. And like I said, when you get an opportunity, you've got to take advantage of that, and or it bites you, and especially when you're playing a talented team like Crest. Well, the only other game on the schedule this week, Shelby, coming off their open date, they go up to play Drone, which Drone's got to be excited after beating Burns last week.
Yeah, the Burke County teams, are starting to kind of give the middle of the pack in this conference a little bit of a leg to stand on. Now, whether they can match up with Shelby, probably not. But at the same time, you're looking at some teams in the middle of the pack that have a lot to prove. I think Shelby, a lot like Crest, is looking to start to put together those complete performances that you can go into the playoffs, go into that last week of the regular season when the 2 play, and know that you're playing your best football.
Yeah, and one thing I noticed with Drone is I noticed also with East Burke, those teams, there are very, very few penalties. They are trying to minimize mistakes. So it's kind of thing. You don't need to go out there and make a few mistakes and have penalties and throw an interception or not cover a kick properly or something like that, because the longer a team like that stays in the ball game, the more confidence they get, and then the pressure goes to your side. Now, Shelby's been able to spring their vast array of offensive talent out there and give people a hard time, and I really don't see Drone having the team speed to be able to stop that.
No, me either. I mean, I think that'll ultimately be the case, and for Shelby, coming off of the off week, coming off of the bye week, I think this time of the year, if you are a program who can get a bye week at this point of the year, I think there's really no better time, because you can heal up and then you dive right back into the end of the regular season. So if you're Shelby, you gotta like that.
Sure thing. Kings Mountain, as we said, is off this week, and they'll be back next week for their final game, and we'll also be back letting you know what's coming up with that big Shelby Crest game on the horizon. Thank you.